Can you tell me more about the IEP?
The IEP must contain an overview of your child's strengths and needs, including your information and the teacher information, as well as the information from the evaluation. It must include at least one set of measurable goals and short-term objectives in each area of your child's need, tied to the general curriculum that all of your child's peers are going to be learning. It has to include the place where those services will be provided. It has to include how you will be informed regularly of your child's progress and development. And it also must include how your child will be involved in school, district, and state assessments. And if your child is 14 or older, it must include transition to adult life services.
What services can be in the IEP?
The IEP can include specially designed instruction, supplemental aids and services, including training for the teacher to be able to do an effective job in educating your child in the general ed classroom, related services like speech, counseling, occupational physical therapy, mobility training, and again, if your child is 14 or over, transition to adult life services. The IEP has to specify the frequency, duration, location, and group size for services, and also when the services will begin and the projected date the services will end.
Can you tell me how my child can be included in school?
Your child has the right to be educated in the least restrictive environment. The least restrictive environment starts with the location where their non-disabled peers are, where their friends are, where the children that they're playing with in the neighborhood are. And that least restrictive environment, that general education classroom, is looked at not only how it exists now, but how could it be modified so that your child could be successful there. Your child also has the right to program access to the same kinds of classes and programs that children without disabilities have access to, like home economics or SHOP, gifted and talented programs and honors programs, all of those classes that are available to children without disabilities. Your child also has the right to participate in all the extracurricular activities that other children participate in. They have the right, for example, to participate on school trips. They have the right to participate in after-school clubs. They have the right to participate in athletics, and with the accommodations and supports they need to be successful. Your child also has the right to attend the school they would attend if they didn't have a disability. And if that's not possible, then they have the right to attend a school as close as possible to your home. If it isn't possible for your child to be included in the general education classroom, then the school has to offer a full continuum of placement options, from resource room and self-contained classes, which may be in your child's school, to out-of-district placements and even home instruction or hospitalization or residential placement if that's needed.
Do I have to agree to what's in the IEP?
As the parent, you must consent to the initial IEP before the district can implement it. If you do not agree to implementation of that first IEP, the district cannot implement it. However, it's important to note that if you do not consent to that initial IEP, the district does not have to provide free, appropriate public education services to your child. Once the initial IEP has been implemented, then you no longer must consent to changes in the IEP. However, the district must inform you that they want to change the IEP and give you the opportunity to tell them why you think it is or isn't a good idea. If you disagree, then you have the opportunity to pursue mediation or a due process hearing to stop the changes from moving forward. You also have the right to revoke consent for special education services at any time. However, remember, if you do this, then the district does not have to provide special education services. However, your child may still be eligible for a free, appropriate public education under Section 504 of the Vocational Rehabilitation Act.
What do I need to know about my rights in the IEP process?
As a parent, you have many rights in the IEP process. First of all, you have the right to a notice of your rights in your language, What good are rights if you don't know what they are? You also have the right to the district responding to your written request. They must respond within 20 days of any written request they receive from you. And you also have 15 days to consider any proposal that they would like to move forward with. You also have a right to have the district provide you with a written description of what they are proposing to do or why they don't want to implement a proposal from you, and a description of why they either want to implement their recommendations or do not want to implement what you are asking for. In that notice, they also must tell you what your rights are if you disagree with their decision. You have the right to have an IEP meeting at your request, and that meeting must be conducted in your language. You have the right to get advance written notice of any meeting that the district would like to call. You have the right to bring anyone to that meeting that you would like: a friend, a relative, an advocate, a lawyer, someone else who works with your child in another situation, the Cub Scout leader, the Girl Scout leader, the minister, even friends of your child, the coach of the Little League team. You have the right to get information in advance of the meeting that you will need to be an effective partner in the meeting decisions. You have the right to access your child's records at any time. You have to give the district a reasonable amount of time to make those records available to you. You have the right to have copies of those records. And if you can't afford to pay for them, then you have a right to get them without charge. You have the right to see your child's records at any time, and if you feel that there's something in those records with which you do not agree, you have the right to ask that that part of the records be changed. And if the school won't agree, you have a right to a hearing to determine whether or not the records will be changed. Even if the hearing determines that the records won't be changed, then you have the right to add information to the record that says why you disagree with that information. The IEP process is designed so that you can be an effective partner with the rest of the team in making decisions. But in any important relationship, there are going to be disagreements. So if you disagree with the team, then you do have formal dispute resolution rights: mediation, an impartial hearing, a complaint investigation. And you can find out more information about these formal dispute resolution mechanisms by going to the SPAN website and listening to our mini video on dispute resolution. At the Statewide Parent Advocacy Network, we think that you as the parent are the most important member of the IEP team. You know your child the best, you have the greatest interest in ensuring that your child's needs are met, and you have a lifelong commitment to your child. If you take advantage of the information that we can provide through our website, our mini videos, our in-person trainings, and our very experienced technical assistance specialists, then you can learn the knowledge and skills that it will take to make sure that your child can not only survive, but thrive.